Speaking about hiring, so let's address the issue of layoffs. Layoffs in India's online education space continue. Vedantu, that turned into a unicorn in September last year, has sacked over 600 employees this month.
Why a career in India's edtech industry is fraught with uncertainties. When Byju's turned a unicorn in 2018, unicorn wasn't really a buzzword. Today, India has 100 unicorns and 6 of them, including Byju's, are edtech. Unacademy achieved the cult status in 2020 while Upgrade, Vedantu and Redditius reached the 1 billion valuation mark in 2021. LED became India's 6th edtech unicorn in 2022. Clearly, ever since the pandemic struck, the edtech space has been brimming with activity, with several reports claiming the segment's unprecedented growth in the coming years. While a Bloom Venture report said that the edtech market was close to $750 million in 2020 and will hit $4 billion by 2025, a recent report by management consulting and market research firm Redseer puts that number at $5 billion by 2025. But is all really well in the edtech space? The recent developments indicate trouble brewing within the segment. It all started when, in a virtual town hall in February, Sahil Sheth, founder and CEO of Lido Learning, in front of his 1,000 to 2,000 employees, announced that the company was closing down due to a fund crunch. He also asked the employees to start looking for a job, promising that their salaries would be paid within 90 days. Several other players since then have been reportedly trying to acquire Lido. In early April, Unacademy laid off around 600 employees on account of non-performance and role redundancy. The company in a statement said that it was a part of a regular appraisal process and re-evaluation. As an organization, we are focused on becoming profitable by the end of Q4 cyclic 2022 in our core business, while investing for growth in our group companies. Based on the outcome of several assessments, a small subset of employee, contractor and educator roles were re-evaluated due to role redundancy and performance. As is common for any organization of our size and scale, the statement said. The latest edtech to join the layoff bandwagon was Vedantu, which laid off 200 of its employees, 120 contractual and 80 full-time. Citing load rebalancing, almost all of those laid off were from the company's academic teams working as assistant teachers. In another development, including 42 exclusive report, recently said that over 800 white-hat junior employees have resigned from the Byju's owned edtech startup in the last 2 months after being asked to work from office. The Mumbai-based startup acquired by Byju's for $300 million in 2020 had reportedly asked all its employees to work from office within a month's time. Such a large number of employees rendering their resignation doesn't seem like a regular move. According to Including 42, a few employees termed the exercise a cost-cutting one, as they complained that giving months' time to relocate isn't enough. So what is the reason of the falling of these big edtech companies? But let's talk about how the edtech company of India suddenly became the billion-dollar market. From an estimated size of $1 billion today, the edtech market, that includes higher education, professional skilling courses, and of course the primary education, is headed for 8x to 10x growth in the next 60 months. Why? Because of the massive adoption of online education post the outbreak of pandemic that brought with itself lockdown of most institutions, including the schools, colleges, and the professional institutes. edtech, which was already clocking a healthy double-digit year-on-year growth before COVID-19, suddenly got a massive boost with inflow of investment, acquisition, upgradation and offerings, and more players quickly shifting and adding students thanks to one of the lowest internet data charges. Sample this. There are over 4,530 active edtech startups in India today, out of which 435 were founded in the last 24 months alone. The total funding raised by these edtech firms since 2010 stands at $2.46 billion. The COVID-19 pandemic in a way forced the world to replace traditional face-to-face learning with online or virtual learning. It was a moment of change and provided an opportunity for several edtech companies to flourish, taking the pandemic most of the terms: online learning, open learning, web-based learning, computer mediated learning, blended learning, M-learning, etc. have in common the ability to use a computer connected to a network that offers the possibility to learn from anywhere, anytime, in any rhythm, with any means. So now let's talk about what is the reason for the falling for the edtech companies. First, wind of change. One of the biggest reasons for edtech resorting to cost cutting is the tapering demand for online education as offline education institutions schools opens up. To attract students, Vedantu recently launched AI Live, an interactive platform to help bring down the fee structure for a 1-year long-term course for grades 6 to 12 from rupees 22,000 to 25,000 a year to rupees 5,000 annually. Expert says that the intensity of action in the segment in terms of hiring, investment and new enrollment may come down as more offline classes begin to resume. Second, phase of consolidation. Redundancy in jobs is also because of edtech entering a consolidation phase in terms of acquisitions and mergers, suggest experts. Byju's, the world's most valued startup, has made 16 major acquisitions since 2017, 9 of which were in 2021 alone. Unacademy, India's second most valued edtech startup, already has 11 acquisitions under its belt. Upgrade, which turned a unicorn last year, also has made about 9 acquisitions to consolidate its position in the segment. The skill set required in edtech firms are rapidly evolving, partially due to technology and partially due to natural progress from startup to an enterprise. For the same reason, employees also find themselves doing very different things from what they wanted to do when they joined, says Education and Skill Development. KPMG in India explaining the possible reason behind the recent layoffs. The pressure from VC, venture capitalists and private equity for result is also something that not many employees can cope with. Third, offline push. Role redundancy and layoffs are also because edtechs are forced to look towards a hybrid model to be present both online and offline. Byju's acquisition of Aakash for a whopping $1 billion was a long-term plan. Aakash has more than 2,000 brick and mortar centers and a student count of 2.5 lakh. It can help Byju's reach tier 2 and tier centers, which the edtech giant hasn't quite been able to tap yet. It also announced the launch of Byju's Tuition Center, a comprehensive program that blends offline and online learning experience across 200 cities. The edtech plans to enroll 1 million students into this program in the next 2 years through its 500 centers. Unacademy too is looking to tap the offline space by recently launching its first experience center in Delhi. It is the first of 4 stores to be launched in Kota, Jaipur and Lucknow besides its current location. The stores will serve as a touch point for potential students and parents who might want to talk to sales representatives before signing up for a course online. Upgrade forayed into the test preparation market by acquiring the GATE Academy, which has some 50 centers across India. It has been rebranded as Upgrade Jeet and will focus on Hindi-speaking small-town folks who are looking for a mid-scale government jobs. edtech clearly know that they need to adapt and pivot. In doing so, they may have to relook at their employee mix and if need be, resort to load rebalancing. While Unacademy and Vedantu refused to comment on the layoffs hitting the segment, sources said that some of the educators who were given the pink slip knew about their dropping performance. Unacademy has intern educators, small-scale educators who are on board, trained and skilled. They are contract-based and are regularly assessed for their performance. Most layoffs were from this category. Fourth, customer acquisition cost. When so much internet penetration is not in India, the coaching centers have to do the advertisement by billboards, newspaper articles, TV ads, etc., which cost them 10 to 15 lakh rupees. But after the Jio revolution in India, the things have changed in 2016 to 2018 because now they can do online advertisement with less cost. As in 2016 to 2018, the customer acquisition cost was between 10,000 to 12,000. Means you have to only spend 10,000 to 12,000 rupees into marketing and sales, and you will be able to acquire a customer who pays 50,000 rupees for the course. But after the pandemic, the big boom occurred in the edtech market as it goes in demand and the investors' money just float in this market. So now what happens? Edtech companies hires more people, give more discount, more ads and more new competitors joining the market. and now all of them are competing on the price by giving discount. So what happens? Customer acquisition cost increases and the cost of the product decreases, and that's where the problem arises because the profit margin becomes low. Now what they can do to this crisis? Crisis management. Whatever the reasons be, layoffs aren't the best way to manage cost or scale up. What's needed is a well-defined HR structure and policy, suggest experts. Companies need to have a structure in place around HR, learning and development, reskilling, etc. to hire the right people and retain talent. A hire and fire approach will be inefficient in the long run. Also, gig workers and gig jobs are here to stay, so employers should have conducive HR policies in place and nurture talent for long-term roles. Whether the edtech bubble is going to burst or will the segment thrive, only time will tell. But as of now, the issue of valuation versus value, high valuation of edtechs as against the actual outcomes, acquisition cost versus profits, return to investors versus educational progress, and offline versus online is what will decide the sector's fate in the years to come, and also of their employees. Plus, with VC funding slowing down, edtech and startups in general need to preserve whatever cash they have. According to a Bain and Company report in collaboration with Indian Venture and Alternate Capital Association, the number of VC deal is poised to go down this year. In fact, a Crunchbase report also found that the global VC funding last February $52 billion dropped by $10 billion month on month. The early stage funding and late stage funding fell by 17% and 19% respectively, the report said. If you like this video, like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for the more videos. Thank you so much.